I just saw a post from my friend John Burroughs, and he was talking about this guy Christopher Cantwell, who has been going on a gay bashing, racist rant for some time on his Facebook page. Just a certain somebody out there that has this very bizarre way of presenting information. This Cantwell guy has his own website and whatnot. This isn't an attack video on him, but it's a little bit of a discussion about abuse and harassment. And abuse and harassment have become more popular these days on YouTube and Facebook. There's a lot of mental energy that people put into attacking other people, hurting other people. There's a lot of people that I've blocked in my time for saying hurtful things. And the issue is we have entered into an era of time where there's no respect anymore. There's no respect anymore for these videos. What we're in right now is an era of time where there is a wide open, all-you-can-eat buffet, all-you-can-watch buffet, and you don't have to pay for anything. And it's like that old caricature of the guy going, ah, and throwing the coffee at the screen on the mainstream media. Well, I'm not the mainstream media, but the same stuff happens to us all the time. Not from people that don't believe in the things, but people that watch the videos that have a certain expectation. Are you entertained? Now, it costs money. It costs money to be able to produce higher quality videos. It costs money to be able to rent a place or rent a studio. I've been on the road for a while, and some things are challenging for me. Now, a lot of you are cool, but I see a lot of other people getting abused. It never ends for me. My biggest issue is getting too close to certain people. But there is a lot of angry energy right now on the planet. This is not a collective shift in consciousness. Yes, we should focus on love. Yes, we should focus on having a shift in consciousness. No, I'm not perfect. No, I've never claimed to be perfect. But there's something to be said for respect, and I really respect people that show other people respect. And we have entered into an era of time where harassment, name-calling, it's not productive. It has nothing to do with fixing things in this country or coming together as an independent community. Facebook has replaced life for so many people. I myself spent way too much time today dealing with these attacks and threats. Oh, they're going to take down my website. Oh, you're going to spam all my channels. And it pulls you in, and that's the point. They want to pull you in so they have your attention. We live in a fairly sociopathic, psychotic time. And there are people out there that are in a little bit of denial about this. Years ago, when I put out information, it was much more appreciated. And I've also noticed that there's psychological differences in users based on what webpage you're on. When I put a video out there on YouTube, people are sharing it on Google+. When I put my video on Facebook, it hardly gets shared. Why is there a psychological difference with the website? I'm not complaining. I'm trying to understand the psychological nature. Google Plus kind of creeps me out. Yet I post a video and I'm getting multiple shares on Google Plus. And I'm also noticing that some people act in more professional manners. In a more professional manner. So basically what I'm saying is, right now we're at solar maximum. The sun's poles are about to flip. I've been projecting for a couple months now that when this happens, as this happens, I really don't know how long the process is. I am not a heliophysicist, but I definitely recommend taking a look at my video, Solar Maximum, Cycles of War, Societal Change, and Personal Transformation of Consciousness. And I think a lot more people are going to become more conscious as we see more darkness in our world, in our government, in our society. It's the yin-yang aspect of things. Sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. But despite the fact that there's a lot of positive things, there's a lot of people on Facebook that are completely anonymous. They have spiritual icons, and I'm not talking to anyone specifically. I don't want anyone to take offense if you have a spiritual icon as your Facebook pic. But what I found is there are some very psychotic stalker type of individuals that will put on cosmic pictures and whatnot. You don't know who they are, but by putting on a certain image of the cosmos, of the stars, of whatever, they may come across as maybe being conscious. Or maybe they may have an avatar of an extraterrestrial. Or maybe they have a gray that they identify with. That's really interesting. That's very interesting to identify with a gray. But there's a lot of people that do, that somehow think that that's in line with spirituality. Now, I'm not here to judge anyone for their Facebook pic. My point is, just because someone has a Facebook pic, whatever it is, doesn't mean that A, they're that person to begin with, or that they're spiritual. Sometimes people put on masks, and sometimes people choose to remain anonymous because their life is spent attacking other people. What I want you to know is that you have every right to block people that harass you. People can go ahead and spam me all day long. Most of the people that support my work don't pay attention to it. Some of them get caught up in it and like, really? Alex is really the devil? Holy fuck, I never knew Alex was the devil. Holy shit, let me block him now. Let me attack him with you. And it's interesting to sit back and watch that mass consciousness go into a frenzy. And I'll leave the supernatural out of this conversation for the most part. I've talked about archons in other videos. A lot of people aren't ready for that information. They don't believe in the battle of good versus evil. They only believe that there's just us, and that's it. That's on them. What I want you to know is that you should never feel guilty for drawing boundaries and removing people from your space that are accosting you, that are assaulting you, that are stalking you. Right now I have 3 stalkers. They kind of all came at once. I don't think that they're working as a team, but energetically they are working as a team. And I have never been threatened twice in one day with 2 people that have a resentment against me to file a false police report. And there's been a lot of things said to me in the last couple of days that are just absolutely horrible. I actually have everything on email and saved to the hard drive. I have a lot of things saved. Of course, I am choosing to not put it all out there publicly, including the threat about the YouTube channel going down. Someone said they're going to take down this channel. I have his name, I have his mailing address, he lives up in Denver, but do I want a war with this person? But it's interesting to see people that get so clouded in anger, they will admit in an email their intent to do criminal harm and file false police reports just to fuck with you. That's not what you do with your friends or people you care about. You work things out another way if you're actually friends. Anyone that goes that direction is completely psychotic and cannot be reasoned with. You cannot reason with anyone that's spamming you, that's attacking you, that's basically trying to destroy your life. And it would be a little bit funny if it wasn't really sad. Not for me, but for the people doing what they're doing. I'm not a perfect person. But when you go out and you slander people in a large forum, that energy comes back to you at some point. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't believe that. How could someone not believe that if they have the cosmos as their Facebook pic or anything like that? So basically, I started a new Outside the Box TV page, and this time it does have an administrator. The other one's been already hijacked and taken over by the trolls. One in particular. He spends most of his time on the page. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And a lot of my friends are like, oh my God, and I'm getting all these messages, Alex, you need to do something. You need to block, and I'm like, certain things are out of my hands, especially when you have open forums and open groups. So the question is, what do you do? Do you fight them? Do you defend yourself? In some cases, you should defend yourself. In some cases, you need to defend yourself. You need to take action. In other cases, you might need to just walk away. But when someone's so consumed with anger that they want to kill you, that they want to file false police reports, that they want to destroy your websites, that's psychotic. That's fucking hardcore. And so I want you guys to know that we're in an age and time right now, and actually since I shared my stories, a couple things have happened. First of all, a lot of people have come to me to tell me what happened to them in the last couple of days. And a lot of people are going through some serious shit in their households. It wasn't just what I went through. A lot of people are. But the other thing is, whenever I talk about these things, people that are into conspiracy theories, people that are into off-the-grid living, people that are into independent thinking, people that are into some of my spiritual concepts, they're the most open. But they will be the first to attack me for not looking good enough on camera. Talked about the hair thing before. I said I was going to get a haircut. Who says I have to get a haircut? Seriously now. And in a way, I'm kind of grateful that I held off, but I may get a haircut in the near future. Only because, to me, cutting it is a part of renewal, but it's my choice. What I found is, when I posted sensitive information on my page and asked for help, leaving a bad situation, I'm not going to get into the details. The details are irrelevant. A few people came out of the woodwork to attack me, and one of them, the one that's threatened to take down my website, he was blocked because he told me to kill myself, for the record. And that comment is still on the page. We can take a picture of it. That's a cat right there. So this is a time right now where a lot of these things are happening. They're happening more to certain people than others. And there was a moment about a week ago where I basically put up a post saying, you have every right to block people that abuse you. On Facebook, all of a sudden these abusive messages came in. F you, why don't you just block me then? I don't even know this person. People see things on their feed and they think that someone's talking directly to them. I think it's a new psychosis. It may be a new mental illness. And they will, if you're saying something that disrupts their holiday, well, what are they doing on Facebook anyway? You're destroying Christmas. You're asking for help evacuating from town. You're fucked. What kind of psychotic shit is that? But that's exactly what happens. When I see things that other people post that I don't like, I restrain myself. Because I remind myself they have every right to say whatever they want on their page. There were times in the past, in particular September and October, where I got really upset. Come on, kitty. Where I got really upset with a few people that were posting some disinformation articles saying that the Russians were going to invade the United States in September. I call bullshit on that because that gives conspiracy theorists a bad name, conspiracy analysts. And I do believe that a lot of that stuff is being run by intelligence agencies. Not just someone that believes it, but someone that is being paid to put out that information. They mix facts with bullshit. That's not who I am. And I call bullshit on those conspiracy theories that take us away from the real things. It doesn't mean that we're not looking at some challenging future events. We'll just put it that way. But if you dabble in disinformation, it's bad. I got upset with a few people. I have vowed to never do that again. Because some of those people just don't know any better. They see the post from whatever website.com and they think it's real because they're concerned about threats. All I try to do is steer people away from the disinformation and also away from the paranoia. And remind people, I get a lot of criticism for this, it's fine. I get a lot of criticism for talking about the spiritual aspect of things. To a lot of people, that is the equivalent of being a full-blown schizophrenic. And it is unfortunate, but it is the situation. I want you to know that you have every right to draw boundaries in your life, but this is more than Facebook. This is about life in general. I recall a couple aggressive drivers driving past me today in Alamosa. One of them skidded. And it may have been an accident, but I felt the aggression in the air. I just saw someone's post. I just saw Alex F's post, Forns, I think, and he was talking about all these sirens in Sandy, Oregon. Sandy, Oregon is a small friggin' town. So there's definitely things happening. Solar flares are taking place. We're approaching the shifting of the poles on the sun. So understand what's going on. Some people right now are losing it. They may calm down in a couple days. They may calm down in a couple weeks. But right now, be very careful what associations you have and how close you get to certain people. And always remember you have a right to block people, to say what's on your mind, to utilize your free speech. And of course, like I said, have healthy boundaries. Thank you for watching. And if you feel compelled to share this, you are very welcome to do so. We'll talk to you next time.